Hi, ball earthers. This is Zack.
I just came back to retract the whack and smack back the quacks with a hefty thwack. I ain't supposed to rap, but your math facts are whack. You actually murdered yourself by your own math. You make me yak and act like a maniac.
Alright, Zack, cut the crap and attack back, man.
Oh, okay. These little trolls thought that they debunked me and shut me up and that I'm running scared of them.
Are you really running from them, Zack?
Dude, do I look like I'm running from anybody?
Well, they think you are.
But I'm not. I have been traveling all the time and I didn't have time to waste. Plus, I promised not to chase Reds because he's a nutcase. His head is an empty vase. And but thanks to you and Antonio, I'm making this video. So Reds, here is the final lesson. You can play it on the radio. Anyway, like I said, Mrs. Reds, I gave you an example, and all you had to do is see it from my angle. God, I thought you were smarter than a dog and you would get it. But I was wrong about you when I admit it. Please forget it. But math is bigger than you, just quit it. You can't just eat math and shit it. Oh, I forgot. Sorry, kids, for the S word. But these kids are getting on my nerve. They see a curve where there is no curve. Now I'ma give them the punch that they deserve.
What's wrong with you, man? Get back to reality.
Oh, sorry. I had a dream, man. That's why I keep rapping.
What did you dream about?
Oh, well, I was standing on the stage and I was battling Eminem face to face. I actually was talking about some crazy case. Then I was told to cut to the chase and sing All That She Wants by Ace of Base. It was an amazing place. Everyone was talking about the fakest space. Oh crap, what the hell is going on with me,
Alright,
mate?
stop. Seriously. We got to get this down. We don't have all day.
Okay, sorry bro, I gotta act like a pro. Oh no, I gotta go with the flow. I hate this to and fro. I ain't gonna be a part of the NWO. He is a burro. With him I gotta start from zero, but I'm not a hero.
Hold on. I think this video is not gonna go anywhere.
Alright, let's get serious. First, let me introduce this person to you. His name is Rhetoric or whatever. I think he's a male, maybe he's 9. Even if he's got hairy hands like mine, but they are skinnier than a line. But he's a professional troll. He likes a lol and sometimes a troll. When he sees a null, he thinks he lives on a spinning ball. He's been here for a long time and that makes him a troll with experience. So you gotta be careful while you listen to him and his audience. Oh yeah, he's got an army. He sent them to ask me why I didn't go live with him like I'm his freaking daddy. And I know where he's gonna be and when he's gonna need his nanny. Then they said I'm scared of him? Sorry? Scared of what? Scared of who? So he decided to go live and expected me to be there to argue? Do you even have a clue about what I do? That's number one. Number two, I have never done any live hangouts. Not even with my friends. Ask about me, you piece of poo. And what about the trolls you sent me the next day? I gotta thank you for that. Hey, you made it easy for me to block them all in the midday. So you didn't get the point from the first video. And y'all were so happy to share the flattered math comments like he said something very smart, yo. Wait, wasn't I supposed to do this with Antonio? I forgot. I was told he'd gone to Tokyo. Well, lately the flattered math wanted to get some attention again.
I didn't want attention, Dr. Zack. I wanted what? What did I want? Attention? Oh, no.
Is it because we stopped being friends before we even started to become friends?
Oh, I really wanted to be your friend, Dr. Zack. Dr. Zack? Dr. Zack.
He also decided to make a video about me. He actually made me laugh a few times, especially when he showed this. That was priceless. Thanks for the laugh, Mr. Baldhead. You wanted my attention? You got it. Congratulations. But I'm gonna make you regret putting your nose in this deliberation. But before that, I'm gonna cut the crap and show you what made me mad. Totally pissed off. I heard many of Reds and your trolls complaining about the ads on my video, as if it was a crime. Man, I run ads on my OWN work. Like everyone else, like Facebook, YouTube, Google, your channel, his channel, their channel, like everyone else. That's my own work. I didn't steal it from you, I just corrected you my way. I'm gonna put on other 6 ads here. What you gonna do now? Huh, skinny cow? So, Mr. FEM, you and your troll friends, even with their 17,000 subs, to me, they are still trolls trying to ruin my and everyone's goals. Y'all have been complaining about me doing this for money.
Do you call this money?
But then you come here at the end of your video and ask people very clearly to give you money to help you with your family. And because of what? Because you know how to lie to people very gently?
So if you contribute, you will be supporting my family with my crazy kids. So thank you in advance for supporting my family.
Mr. Polite, you bark but you don't bite, but tonight you will be posted on every site. You need money? I get that and I'm cool with that. Everyone needs money, especially a teacher who is always online. That's funny. How can you have time for the flat out fight? But your cheap talk is not what got me pissed off. Check this out. You used my name and faked my Patreon account just to show people that I get this amount, 666 USD. Does that refresh your memory? If not, skip to 3653. You try to be extraordinary, but then you act like a son of a bee. Here is my Patreon account, Charlie. 2 Patreons, 3 USD per month. 3. And by the time you made that video, I had less than 1 USD. And I thank those people for that. But that's a stupid dirty move, Mr. FEM. This is the second time you lied about me in public at 3 p.m. When I saw it, I was like, WTF? What kind of a father who does something like that just to gather money for his family, who's got nothing to offer, which is cool. Don't let it suffer, but don't use my name as a cover. Can't you notice you just made me stronger? You will never get any respect from me, you liar. You will get fired by your own team of God deniers soon.
Zack!
What?
I understand you are angry, but come on, get to the point now.
Oh, sorry. Sometimes I just need to spit this.
Okay, stop.
Alright. They said that I changed the angular radius of the moon and that it's a fact that I cannot change because you can measure it yourself. Okay. It seems like these people have a program installed inside their brain like AdBlock, but this one is called NI block.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
New idea block. They cannot understand what's not inside their brain. Listen, Reds and FEM, kids do not learn from people that they don't like, so I'm not surprised if you don't learn from me. I'm not here to teach you anything in the first place. I'm here to wake people up and show them how math can fool people, and I have never been against math. Math is not my problem. Man is my problem. You are my problem. So let's start. I'm gonna make it so simple for your little brain to comprehend. So they say that I should have left the angular diameter of the moon as it is, 0.52 degrees, because the distance has nothing to do with what he did. That's a ridiculous claim, and I'm gonna prove that to all of you trolls. What I did to help you was much better than what you did to help yourselves. Let's see how you are going to face it this time. First off, you have to know that formulas form the basis for calculations. And like I said, I love math, but if you don't know how to use it properly, you will confuse yourself and people around you. But I want you to know that I used the distance as an example because he got the angular diameter from Google, as you can see here in his own video. Google got the angular diameter using the distance, so the distance was indirectly included in your math. I didn't make it up, but then you had to escape from that by any means, because that's the way you are. What you don't know is that you cornered yourself now, because all you found is that I changed the angular radius or diameter. Good job, a dog cannot do that.
Oh, not even a donkey.
That's right. But to clear that up, I didn't even change the angular radius intentionally. I just did what Google did to get the angular radius from a made-up distance. I changed the distance and kept the same size of the moon, therefore, the size forced me to change the angular diameter. That's all I did. And I was clear as air, Mr. I don't have hair. I didn't lie about that like you said, Mrs. Reds. Hey, Charlie. Are you still hurt because I mentioned you in my other video? Because I still see you mentioning it as if it has something to do with this. Sorry, dude. I never meant to hurt your feelings. I was debunking the guy who took those pictures of the power lines. You were on my way, like always, so I used your words. Stay the hell away from the flat earth, and I'm not gonna have to mess with you. Your question was,
Did Zack school Reds?
The answer is no, I didn't, and I made it very clear in my video. I just used his video to prove a point. I didn't debunk him personally.
Is Zack going to school Reds this time?
Absolutely. I'm gonna school the flat earth math as well, and all their army. I was gonna debunk all their points one by one, but I realized that caught in the snake of the head.
Snake of the head.
Snake of the head? The head of a snake directly will save my time and people's time. So let's go straight to the snake's head and cut it off. Why would I debunk all your points one by one if I can debunk them all at once? Now, if you have a brain, open it up when you hear the bell. Final round. Now, let's draw the Earth in real scale and the real size of the moon. And then the real distance to the moon. And now, if we draw the angular diameter of the moon from Earth, it will be pretty much the same angle as everyone claims, 0.52 degrees. But angles do not say where the moon is or how big it is. So we can put the moon millions of kilometers away, and by changing the size of the moon, we can still get the same angle. In fact, the angular diameter of the sun, which is 150 million kilometers away, is the same as the moon's. So they magically happen to have different sizes and different distances, but the angular diameter is the same, 0.52 degrees. That's one more ridiculous coincidence in this universe that was created by an accident. You capture that? But we will skip that because that's not our problem for now. So what I'm trying to say, Mrs. Reds and FEM, is that wherever you put the moon inside this 0.52 degree angle, your math will still give you the same distance to the ISS, 524 kilometers. Right? That was your point, I get it. You should have noticed that from the beginning, but you are too dumb to see that. How the hell am I supposed to explain things to you, man? Now, if we put the moon as 400 kilometers inside the same angular diameter 0.52 degrees, see, I am not changing the angle here, just like you and your army of trolls wanted me to do. I am just telling you that maybe, just maybe, one day NASA will go back to the moon and come back and tell you,
Oh, the moon is just 400 kilometers away, and we were wrong all this time.
Then you will go back to your video again and you will be like,
Oh my god, I just proved that the ISS is behind the moon.
because your stupid math is still going to say that the ISS is 524 kilometers away, but the moon would be only 400 kilometers away, and its angular diameter is still the same, 0.50 freaking 2 degrees. And not only that, the pixels will still be the same as well. Everything you have used will still be the same, but you saw the ISS in front of the moon and not behind it. So NASA would prove to you that your math is just stupid by telling you that the moon is not that far as they thought. You want to see that? Here is your math, using the same ratio from the pixels. What a stupid thing to do. Same angular diameter of the moon and the same elevation angle of the moon and the ISS. We are proving that the ISS is behind the moon. What a great formula, hey. Deal with it. But where are you going? Get back here. We're not done yet. Your math doesn't work at all. At all. You just made it work one time. It didn't even work. You made it match their distance. It will not work if you try to use the same formula with other objects and other distances because it's just wrong. And you should know that. That's so freaking simple. Now, before we start, let me show you something. Y'all know Thales' theorem, right? You should. So here is a triangle, and if these two lines are parallel to each other, then the ratio of AD over DB is equal to the ratio of AE over EC. This is a mathematical fact that you cannot disprove. Now, the mathematical fact of Reds is unknown, at least to me. I searched for it and I didn't find it.
Oh, what the hell is Red's Rhetoric's formula? I can't find it.
But if it was right, it would work for me even if I don't know where it's coming from. That's how math works. It proves itself by itself. If a fact like that works for a triangle and it doesn't work for other triangles of the same type, then that fact is not a fact. Why would we call it a fact if it only works with one triangle? Maybe it doesn't even work with that triangle. Maybe it's just a coincidence of numbers. Now, before you trolls blindly believe his math, you should at least test it And you don't even have to be a mathematician to test it. It's really easy, and as always, I'm going to make math visible, and I'm going to do an experiment in real life and in a 3D program. Let's start with real life. I got a blue ball right there that represents the moon, and a clothespin in front of it that represents the ISS. It's 50 centimeters away from the ball. The distance between those mega blocks is 1 meter, as you can see here. And my cameras are gonna be 3 meters away from the blue ball, and the distance between the two positions of the cameras is 50 centimeters. I didn't film it well because I was in a hurry, and you can do that yourself, but I would draw the same exact thing in 3D so you can see it and understand it better. I'm gonna take 2 shots from the 2 positions just like he did. So if I do the same thing as Reds and his friends did, I will get this picture. Yeah, that's because of parallax. I get that.
Oh, this is a good way to avoid parallax. All you have to do is go cross-eyed and that's it.
Shut up, Charlie. You look like something I drew with my left hand. Now we're gonna take the pixels of the blue ball and divide them by the pixels of the 2 tracks of the clothespin, 72.77 divided by 43.62, and we will get a ratio of 1.66. Now we take the angular diameter of the blue ball, which is 3.7 if we use AutoCAD and 3.82 if we use Google's formula that measures the angular diameter. In either case, we will get an exaggerated distance, so the angular diameter 3.7 divided by the ratio that we just got from the pixels 1.66 equals 2.22. So in order to divide the triangle in half like he did, we will do 2.22 divided by 2 and we will get 1.11. Now we take the distance between the 2 cameras, which is 50 centimeters, and we divide it by 2 as well, and we get 25. Now 25 divided by tangents of 1.11, we get 1290.28 centimeters. And if we do the same thing with the angular diameter using Google's formula, we get 1245.39 centimeters. Now as you can see, the distance to the blue ball in real life is 300 centimeters, and to the clothespin is 250 centimeters, as you can see here. I just modeled the same thing I did in real life, but the distance I got using Red's stupid formula is 1290.28 centimeters. That is more than 5 times longer than the true distance to the clothespin. I mean, come on, WTF again. You still want to mess with Zack? Now let's triangulate it using the distance we found thanks to Red's super formula and the angle of elevation, because I don't want him to say again that I didn't continue watching his video. So 1290.28 times the sine of 84.11 degrees, which is the elevation angle of the clothespin, equals 1283.46. Still too far away. Why the hell am I speaking like this?
I don't know.
Anyway, I'll continue. Mrs. Reds, your math is proving that the blue ball right there is in the other side of the road.
Somehow.
Please, people, do it yourself and prove it to yourself. Don't believe anything I say.
I literally did the same thing as he did, and I proved that the clothespin is more than 5 times away than its actual position using his own stupid math. I say it again, stupid math. Your math has been debunked dozens of times, but people still think you are good at it. Are you the guy who supposedly debunked Darwinism's math about how to measure the curvature of the Earth like 3 years ago? Well, if that guy was you, then you better quit.
You are too dumb to talk to.
Can you just tell us where you got that math from?
Here is one more thing to prove to you that with pixels you are just wasting my time and everyone else's time. I'm using a 3D program now which is more precise than anything you can get in real life. I drew the same thing as the experiments that I showed you before, and I put 2 cameras looking directly towards the moon, and I copied and pasted the drawing here, and put 2 other cameras looking directly towards the cone. And I took two pictures from each drawing and I stacked them together and I got this picture. Now I measured the pixels precisely to get a ratio and I got 1.66 in both cases, just like the real picture I got while doing the experiments in real life, which means that AutoCAD's camera is like my cell phone's camera, which is great. But if I don't use the cameras and I use lines instead because they are more precise, I don't get the same ratio, 1.66, because the diameter of the ball is 20 centimeters and the distance between the two tracks has to be 10.18 centimeters. And that is exactly what we should get from the pictures, but we don't get the same thing because the camera lens deals with perspective just like our eyes. So it makes the ball smaller and probably closer. It depends on the lens I'm using. You can watch this video to learn more about lenses, but the lines I draw do not deal with perspective. So if we divide 20 by 10.18, we get a ratio of 1.96, and that is not the same ratio we got from the cameras. And that's because perspective should be accounted for. Did you even think about perspective in your calculations, Mrs. Reds? I don't expect you to do that, and I don't expect you to say I am right, 'cause you won't, but at least have the decency in you to admit that your math is wrong, and it doesn't calculate the height of the ISS. The flat earth math, can you do that for Reds?
Prove you are a real person who is just looking for the truth.
Don't defend the wrong side, don't defend me, defend the truth. Or you know what? Just go to hell, I'm done with you too.
Well, I don't like that at all, Dr. Zack. At all.
I told you that your math was good and stupid. And what I meant by that is that you calculated everything correctly. But the formula in itself is more than stupid. I repeat, you can't get angle A and B in your drawing using this stupid math. I just proved that it's all wrong. And your army of trolls are more stupid than you because they all fell for it. I just hope they will rethink about it because they already looked stupid here, at least to me. Oh yeah, click on the dislike button before you see what's coming next. And prepare a twist. My words to convince your fans you're gonna need a hex to take you out of this mess. Now, let's do the right math. To get the angle A and B, all you have to do is consider this as a triangle, which in fact it is, DCF. And as all the angles of a triangle always equal 180 degrees, and as we already have two angles of elevation, we can do this. 180 degrees minus the angle of elevation, which is 84.29 degrees, minus the other angle, which is also 84.29 degrees, equals 11.42. So 11.42 is angle A, and therefore it is angle B, because they are equal, right? So let's see if I am correct. Let's make AutoCAD measure it for us. And there you go, the same angle, 11.42. Now you can do this all the time and you will always get it right. Here is another drawings with random scales. Do the same math and you will get the same exact angles. Don't believe me? Get a pen and paper and start doing your homework. But here is something to think about. He is supposedly on a globe, alright? First, he didn't account for the curvature, and he said that as if it was gonna make the distance even closer to the ISS, but what would happen is the opposite. So if he accounted for it, the distance to the ISS would be higher, but he wanted the closest distance possible to the official distance, so he just assumed that the Earth is flat. But it's okay, we know it's flat. The entire math is wrong in the first place. You can't measure distances using pictures, especially if you are using his stupid math. Well, Reds was looking at that direction, and the angle of elevation of the moon and ISS at that exact time was 53 degrees. That is not the angle we are looking for, because that angle is forming another triangle. So in order to do the right math with this triangle, we will need the distance from him to the point where the ISS was 90 degrees above the globe, or we need the angle of elevation between him, his troll friend, and the imaginary ISS, forming a tilted triangle. But that angle was not measured because they didn't know what they were doing. They could have measured it easily and made their math more credible following simple math, but they knew that math wouldn't work. This is what they did. They measured this point right here using another triangle which is formed by the angular diameter of the moon, and used the base of this triangle to get these angles in the middle. I don't know what kind of math is this. Flat Earth math, my ass! You should call yourself Flat Earth Sitbath. I hope this will be clear enough because I'm not gonna continue doing this with you kids. You better get it now because I got better things to do. I know you would try to escape from it, but dude, how? You already tried to, but you couldn't. You thought you did, but you didn't. And I'm telling you again that your math is incorrect, and it's something that I have to reject. And math is something to respect, but you had better detect the point here, man. Protect. The math is like special effects. It can fool you like a magical trick. I don't use numbers, you fanatical kid. I use drawings to make math a visible thing. I don't claim to know everything, but I know you're losing like a disparate king. Come on, don't act like a kid. I give you facts as a gift, but you're dumber than a cow. Like you said, garbage in, garbage out. Bye-bye, boltards.
You hurt me so bad. Oh my god. I'm not the flat earth math anymore. I'm the flat earth bullshit.
I'm just playing flat earth math. I didn't mean to hurt you again.